My name is Stephen Mayol. I work for Child Protective Services in Houston, Texas.
What are your job duties?
So I actually work for the Department of Family Protective Services, and it's a division that I work for is child protectives. They have adult, and I work for the child part. My job entails working with families that have previously been investigated for physical, emotional, sexual abuse, neglectful supervision, physical neglect. If these allegations were proven to be true, the children were removed legally, and the state of Texas stepped in and gave temporary managing conservatorship or temporary custody to the department. That's where my job comes in. I work with those families to help and try to reunify mom and dads with their kids, providing them a service plan depending on the allegations that were made, whether it's drug related, physical abuse, domestic violence, and try to get them within a year, sometimes a little bit more, to try to reunify. And if not, then try to find a long term placement for these kids, whether with the family or an unknown foster parent or people who are willing to adopt.
What do you do on a day-to-day basis?
I case manage families. So I have about 12 families that I'm in charge of. I have about 16 children, how we actually count the cases that I'm responsible for. I have to see each child at least one time a month at their residence. So scheduling visits with parents and children, making sure that I fit into their schedule because some people don't get off at work until 7 o'clock at night. So I got to go make sure I go see them at their house. If the siblings aren't together, then schedule sibling visits, schedule parent child visits at the CPS office. I have to appear in court and testify on a monthly basis. I got to perform family group conferences so everybody can all be on the same page. Help locate service providers for the parents, whether it's substance abuse related, domestic violence related. If children need mental health professions in their life, I help set them up with those service providers. So pretty much doing a lot of the legwork and trying to make sure that all these parents can come together.
So, what attributes, skills, and knowledge do you need in order to have this occupation?
So I actually went to school to be a high school teacher for geography. I did that for a little bit, and it felt like I became more of a counselor for these kids. They would come in my lunch period before and after school, and they would vent to me about their personal life, and I felt like I should be doing more to help. So I had the opportunity to walk away from teaching and enter in this field. And during my interview, they were like, "Oh, well, you need a bachelor in psychology or social work." But we've had teachers, step over and they do great. So I've actually been here for going on 4 years in March. But it's been great. You have definitely need to know how to time manage, prioritize. Um, work Working from home is always been something that I've enjoyed about this, even before COVID. I could go to Starbucks and document all day long and be totally okay. I don't have to have a supervisor managing me. You have to be reliable, responsible. That because you are out in the field, and one day I could be in the west part of Houston, in Katy, and on the next day I can be on the east side in Pasadena, or I could be on the north side up in Spring. And each day I'm doing something new. So I enjoy that. Nothing's repetitive. It's sometimes it's like an episode of Jerry Springer. You can imagine with paternity results and different stories from different parents and why they're right and why people are other wrong or why we're the villains and it's you got to be able to take stuff with a grain of salt, compartmentalize, but definitely know how time management prioritizing is a big key.